Hi folks, and welcome to my Camino tips video number 2. I'm here and I'm going to look at a piece of paper because I can't remember the name, but it's Calzadilla de la Cusca, and I'm here. It's the evening, it's 9:30, and I decided to do tips video number 2 now. Just two very short tips, so tip number 4 and 5. Tip number 4 I would suggest is think about your flights. Okay, so from wherever you're coming in the world, think about how are you going to get here. Now it depends obviously again which Camino you're doing. If you're doing the Camino Frances and you're coming from somewhere like myself, Ireland or the UK, or elsewhere in Europe, you'd probably be best to fly into Biarritz in the southwest of France. From there you would get a train to Bayonne, and then from Bayonne you would get a sort of mountain train, only an hour long, to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and that's where you'd start your Camino Frances. However, if you're flying in from the US or anywhere else, Australia, it may be better for you to possibly fly into Paris, and you can get a train down from Paris to Bayonne, which would be the best option. Or you could get a night train. So some people like to travel through the night and start that morning, so that they're not wasting a day hanging around in Saint-Jean. So yeah, so that's my tip number 4, is to plan ahead, make sure you've looked at the flights. One website I would recommend is skyscanner.com for flights. They look at all the different airlines and they come up with probably the best option. I've used them a lot and they seem quite reliable. The second tip in today's video I'm going to give is tip number 5, and tip number 5, I've got a list, so excuse me looking at a piece of paper, but I think it's very important. It's about packing. So you're ready to go, what do you pack? Where do you start? Okay, so this is my first Camino. I was lost a bit, but use your common sense and you'll come to a conclusion. I always find it helps to make a list and to just start from the bottom and work your way up in terms of your clothing, and also then think about other things. But I'll go through my list, and please don't just rely on my list because I'm sure I'll have left some important things out. So, but I'll do my best. So the first thing I would recommend is, in terms of your top, I'd recommend 2, minimum 2 or 3 maximum. My suggestion is max 3 loose-fitting t-shirts or tops. Okay, you don't want anything. I'm talking about summertime now, but you don't want anything too heavy, and you don't want anything too close to the skin because you're going to be sweating. It's not going to be comfortable, and you might get some friction and some sores. So yeah, that's my first tip in terms of packing. Sun cream or sunblock is number 2. Really important. Sun cream, sunblock, you need to apply it. I was foolish enough on the first day from Saint-Jean to Roncesvalles. It was misty and cloudy, and I didn't put on sun cream. Naughty boy. So yeah, definitely apply it because it's too important, and you could really suffer, and it could possibly end your Camino being badly burnt, so be careful. Number 3 is insect spray. Okay, so there's 2 types I would recommend. Number 1 is to have insect repellent to stop the insects actually biting you in the first place. But number 2, I'd recommend bringing a little tube of insect bite cream. After you've been bitten, you can apply it and it stops the itching, he says, as he itches his neck, because I've been bitten. But yeah, you need it, and bring it and be prepared. The next thing is, well, I suppose the next 2 things are obvious. Your passport. Obviously you need to get here, you need your passport. Don't forget it on the way to the airport. And secondly, your boarding pass. A lot of the airlines now insist you have your boarding pass printed out before you actually get to the airport, so think about that. Next thing is toiletries. I'm not going to go through them, you know what they are. Obviously your toothbrush, etc, etc. Next thing is a light towel, and when I say light, I mean light. There's no point in bringing a beach towel. You're going to weigh yourself down too much. 800 kilometers or whatever your Camino is, you don't want to be bringing too much, so a light towel. Next thing, really important for me personally because I suffer from headaches if I don't wear sunglasses. So I would definitely recommend, especially if you suffer from headaches when you're in the sun, to bring a good pair of sunglasses. Next thing is a sun hat. I got a cheap one and it works wonders, keeps the sun off my head. One thing I would say though is when it's quite really hot, it actually traps the heat and you end up sweating. So I've been taking it off a lot and just carrying it, so you might need to think about that and think would it benefit you or not. But when it's, you know, very hot and sunny, it's good to keep the shade as well. So loose comfy hiking shorts. Okay, so I brought just one pair. Initially I had packed 3 and then I realized I can't, you know, there's too much been packed, so I just got one really good pair of hiking shorts, loose fitting, lots of pockets. A good tip would be to have lots of pockets so you can stick your wallet or your phone or whatever you have into your pockets, and they're easy to get to. The next thing is in terms of medication. Obviously if you have your own medication, make sure you bring that and don't forget, especially if you've got things like asthma or conditions that you need your tablets, don't forget them. But I initially was going to suggest paracetamol as well, but I was speaking to a friend tonight and she suggested ibuprofen because it's anti-inflammatory as well, so maybe think about considering packing a small packet of ibuprofen tablets. The next thing I would suggest is money. Obviously you need money, but it sounds obvious, but a good tip, and I found this, I've made the mistake of not having enough money in my wallet, expecting there to be an ATM or a bank machine. A lot of the villages don't accept card, so just be aware you need to stock up with your cash before you go into the different villages. Your bank card, obviously don't forget your bank card to take money out. Hiking socks, I would bring a minimum of 3 good quality pairs of hiking socks. And again, you might be thinking, well, why only 3 if you're going for 32 days? You wash them as you go, because most hostels do a laundry service, so you should be fine. Savlon, antiseptic cream, basically, bring some of that. If you're chafing, if you've got sores, it's important to have some of that cream applied before you go to bed. Bring a watch if you want. I really value my watch. I like to keep an eye on how long I've been walking and what time it is, etc. Phone. Now, a phone's not for everyone. Some people go on the Camino without the phone. I think it's important for me anyway, because I can text home to let them know I'm safe, etc, etc, or if there's an emergency or if I need to call someone or call a hostel. So I have my phone, and obviously you need your charger, so don't forget your charger. The last thing I'll say on this is a small backpack for the evening. When I say small, I mean very small. You can fit it into your rucksack and you can use it for the likes of now. I'm walking around this little village, it's only a little tiny hamlet, and it's handy to put your things in it so you can be hands-free. But actually, not the last thing, one other thing is sandals, comfortable sandals or some sort of evening footwear for when because normally you'd get to your town between the hours of maybe, each person's different, but normally between 4 and 7 p.m. And you've got a good bit of free time just to relax and walk around. So you don't want to be walking around in your hiking boots, you want to take them off, you want to air your feet. So I would suggest a nice comfy pair of sandals worn in just to relax in. So yeah, that's it. I hope I haven't bored you too much, and I hope it's been helpful. And if I've left anything out, please comment below. Cheers, God bless, bye bye.